Good morning beautiful people all over the world, welcome back again here in my YouTube channel, Maverick Cruz Vlog. Pero bago tayo magpatuloy, kung bago ka pa lang dito sa aking YouTube channel at kung nagustuhan mo ang video na ito ay huwag kalimutan mag-like, share, comment, and subscribe, at pindutin na din ang bell button para updated ka sa aking next video upload.
Iloilo City, officially the city of Iloilo, is a first-class highly urbanized city in the western Visayas region of the Philippines on the island of Panay. It is the capital city of the province of Iloilo, where it is geographically situated and grouped under the Philippine Statistics Authority, but remains politically independent in terms of government and administration. In addition, it is the center of the Iloilo-Guimaras metropolitan area, as well as the regional center and primate city of the western Visayas region. According to the 2020 census, Iloilo City has a population of 457,626 people. For the metropolitan area, the total population is 1,007,945 people. Iloilo City is a conglomeration of former towns which are now the geographical or administrative districts consisting of Villa de Arevalo, Iloilo City proper, Haro, an independent city before, La Paz, Mandurriao, and Molo. The district of Lapos, a former part of La Paz, was declared a separate district in 2008. Iloilo was the second Spanish colonial center after Cebu in the Philippine Islands. It was founded in 1566 when the Spanish established a colony area between the towns of Agtung, present-day Oton, and La Villa Rica de Arevalo, present-day City District. It was one of the royal Spanish cities in the Philippines in the Spanish East Indies. The honorific royal title, La Muy Loyal y Noble Ciudad, which translates to the most loyal and noble city, was given by the Queen Regent of Spain, Maria Cristina, for the city's loyalty to the Spanish crown during the Philippine Revolution, the second city to have such a binomy in the country after the city of Manila. At the turn of the 20th century, Iloilo was second next to Manila in terms of economic importance in the country. Before the Treaty of Paris ceded the Philippines to the United States in 1898, Iloilo served as the Spanish Empire's last capital in Asia and the Pacific. Iloilo was also the capital of the federal state of the Visayas, a short-lived state in the central Philippines patterned after the United States federalism and the Swiss Confederacy. In modern times, the city remains one of the Philippines' most influential cities in terms of its history, culture, and economy. The city is the regional hub of education, culinary, religion, healthcare, tourism, culture, industry and economy in Western Visayas. A thriving academic center, Iloilo City is a melting pot which draws foreign and local students from various parts of the country and abroad. Central Philippine University or CPU, a university founded by American Protestants through a grant of John D. Rockefeller as the first Baptist and second American institution of higher learning in Asia, attracts 15,000 enrollees from different parts of the Philippines and 27 foreign countries annually, the largest for a single campus university in the western Visayan region. The city's excellent urban planning and the continuing increase in real estate, financing, and business process outsourcing (BPO) demand have been attributed to its being one of the most livable cities in the country with an economic boom. In March 2022, Colliers Philippines named Iloilo among the top locations for the expansion of outsourcing activity outside Metro Manila. According to CBRE Group, by 2025, it is projected to become the third largest hub for the IT BPO industry in the country.
The name, Iloilo, is derived from the older name, Ilong-Ilong, Philippine Spanish, Ilong-Ilong, meaning, nose-like, referring to the promontory between two rivers, Iloilo and Batiano, where the Fort San Pedro and the 17th century Spanish port were located.
History Pre-colonial period. Nothing is known historically about the region prior to the arrival of the Spanish. In Historia Natural del Sitio, Fertilidad y Calidad de las Islas e Indios de Visayas, 1668, the Jesuit missionary Francisco Ignacio Alcina, 1668, identifies the origin of the Hiligaynon people of Oton, Panay as the island of Leyte, which correlates with the linguistic subgrouping of the Hiligaynon language. Numerous legends and fabrications, however, exist on the origins of the Hiligaynon people. Among them is the epic Maragtas by Pedro Monteclero, first published in 1907, which describes how 10 Dato and their families, led by Dato Puti, left the Kingdom of Borneo to escape the cruel reign of Sultan Makatunaw. They arrived in the island of Panay and negotiated a sale of the lowlands with King Marikudo of the Ati people. The price is said to be a golden salakot for Marikudo and a long golden necklace for his queen, Maniwan-Tiwan. A pact of friendship was then forged between the two peoples, and the Atis performed their native songs and dances, which is then said to be the origin of the Ati-Atihan festival. According to Augustinian friar Rep. Father Santeran recording in the Spanish era of this pre-Spanish legendary history, that Dato Makatunaw or Raja Makatunaw, who was the Sultan of the Moros, and a relative of Dato Puti who seized the properties and riches of the 10 Datos, was eventually killed by the warriors named Labaudangon and Paybear. After learning of this injustice from their father-in-law Paiburong, Dato of Iloilo, sailed to Odtogen in Borneo where Makatunaw ruled. The warriors sacked the city, killed Makatunaw and his family, retrieved the stolen properties of the 10 Datos, enslaved the remaining population of Odtogen, and sailed back to Panay. Labaudangon and his wife, Oj Tenayon, later settled in a place called Moroboro. The Maragtas also goes on to describe other settlements by Malay Dato in other areas in the Visayas and Luzon. While once widely accepted and included in school textbooks, Maragtas as well as the Code of Kalanchaw is now regarded by modern scholars to be an early 20th century hoax. The historicity of the epic was first challenged by the historian William Henry Scott in 1968. Scott successfully defended his criticism before a panel of experts in Filipino history, including Gregorio Zaid, Teodoro Agoncillo, etc., some of whom had once promoted the inclusion of Maragtas in books on Philippine history. A more recent 2019 thesis, Mga Maragtas ng Panay, Comparative Analysis of Documents about the Bornean Settlement Tradition, Talagit, 2019, has uncovered a slightly earlier account of the Bornean migration myth by the Augustinian friar, Reverend Father Tomas Santeran. His account, Visayan Accounts of Early Bornean Settlements, was first published in 1902 as an appendix to the book Igorotes, Estudio Geográfico y Etnográfico sobre algunos distritos del norte de Luzon by Father Angel Perez. Santaren's account is allegedly a direct Spanish translation from two manuscripts acquired from locals in Iloilo sometime after 1858 when he was stationed there. The details on Santaren's account corroborate most of Monteclero's. However, the manuscripts that Santaran translated from were presumably only written during the colonial era in Romanized Hiligaynon, since pre-colonial Visayans transmitted history via oral tradition, not in writing. Thus it is still unlikely that they are of pre-colonial origin. It is, however, accurate to regard the Maragtas, or at least elements of it, as being derived from local folk history, rather than authentic history or simply fabrications by Monteclero. There was a mention of Iloilo's current town of Oton in Yuan dynasty records in the 1300s when Oton was called in Hokkien. In Panay, according to Friar Gaspar de San Agustin, OSA, in the ancient times, there was a trading center and a court of the most illustrious nobility in the whole island. Early Spanish colonial period in 1519, King Charles I of Spain already acquired and inherited Catholic kingdoms. He is the King of all Spain, King of Germany and Holy Roman Emperor, Duke of Burgundy and Luxembourg, Count of Holland, Count of Barcelona, Count of Flanders, Prince of Asturias, Archduke of Austria, King of Aragon, King of Jerusalem, Catalonia, Valencia, Naples, Two Sicilies, Corsica and Sardinia. King of the Western and Eastern Indies, of the islands and mainland of the Ocean Sea, King of Italy, King of Bohemia and Hungary. He commissioned Ferdinand Magellan to circumnavigate the globe, especially to establish international trade in Spice Island. The dangerous and uncertain voyage as 5 ships with 270 men departs from Seville, and by 1520, the expedition have traversed 4 months calm ocean they called Pacifico or Peaceful. The mountains of Samar and Leyte was visible as they drew close, which the crew called Las Velas, or the Sails. They disembarked in unpopulated Umunhun Island for a week from a long journey for food and water and called the place, Buenas Señales, or Good Sign. They navigated through the Strait of Siargao and at landed Limasawa Island and were received peacefully by locals. Delighted, the Spaniards planted a cross on a hill and the first Mass was celebrated. It was the first Spanish settlement and the birthplace of Christianity in the Philippines. The locals were introduced to visit another kinsman chieftain along the Butuan River. The king of Butuan received the Spaniards on April 8, 1521. Returning to Limasawa, the Prince of Limasawa also told them about three powerful Quedechuan in Salbo, Irong-Irong and Tondo. On March 17, 1521, Magellan named the newly discovered island as Las Islas de San Lazaro. By April 7, Magellan arrived in Salbo. Datu Zulo of Mactan sent Magellan 2 goats. On Friday, April 26, Zula, the second chief of the island of Mactan, sent one of his sons to present 2 goats to the Captain General, and to say that he would send him all that he had promised, but that he had not been able to send it to him because of the other chief Lapu-Lapu, who refused to obey the King of Spain. Humabon tricked Magellan to kill Lapu-Lapu, the Datu or chieftain of nearby Mactan Island. The men of Humabon who accompanied Magellan did not engage in battle with Lapu-Lapu. Magellan was hit by a poisoned arrow. He turned toward his men who were returning to the ships and fell down. The next day, Raja Humabon of Sagbo offered a banquet for Spaniards. 27 Spanish sailors died due to poisoning by Cebuanos. Raja Humabon restored friendly relations with Lapu-Lapu, as he is married to Harham Ame, Lapu-Lapu niece. Under Philip II, in 1565, the Spaniards in Mexico returned to Cebu to avenge Magellan's death against the treachery of Cebuanos. Miguel Lopez de Legazpi pillaged and burned houses in Cebu 4 days. Cebuanos retreated, fearing the heavily armored Spaniards now with formidable reformed infantry called tercios composed of alabardero, alferez with a sword and arcabucero with gunpowder. Miguel Lopez de Legazpi directed Felipe de Salcedo along with Spanish friar Martin de Roda and other Augustinian missionaries to look for food. They disembarked in Iloilo and established a temporary settlement in a route somewhere in Dumangas. In 1566, they founded a settlement in the areas between Agtong Oton and the present-day La Villa Rica de Arevalo district of Iloilo City. Though founded in 1566, Oton, which forms a big part of the area in the said settlement with Arevalo, was established formally in 1572 as the second official Spanish colonial outpost after Cebu City. The city was founded by 80 pure Spaniards from Europe and reinforced by 169 Mexican soldiers from Latin America. Unlike the Indianized Cebuanos who were neutral to the Spaniards or the partially Islamized Tagalogs of Manila who were more hostile, the people of Majaas welcomed the Iberians as allies since at that time period, Majaas was locked in a war against the invading Muslims, especially with the Sultanate of Brunei and its vassal states, the Sultanate of Sulu and the Kingdom of Maynila which, according to Spanish Governor-General Francisco de Sunday, are their blood cousins. The people then fervently accepted Christianity as they supplied the bulk of the mercenaries used in the conquest of partially Islamized Manila, whose rulers were related to the Sultan of Brunei.
Thank you for watching to all beautiful and amazing people all over the world. See you again to my next video upload. If you are new here in my channel, please don't forget to click like, comment, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel and don't forget to click notification bell all for more updates. I'm Maverick Cruz, saying, I love you all of you beautiful and amazing people.